Are you thinking about going freelance? In this video, I'm going to share with you 9 things you need to know before you dive fully into freelancing. Hey there, my name is Mika Matinazat, and if you're a fellow filmmaker like me, you've probably been considering freelance work as an option. I've been a full-time freelancer for over 4 years and hope to keep going for many more. The thought of being your own boss, setting your own hours, having control over how much money you want to make sounds pretty appealing, right? But it's not as easy as it sounds. There are a few things you need to know before making the jump into freelancing. In this video, I'm going to share 9 of these tips that I've learned from 4+ years of freelancing, and I know and guarantee that they'll be helpful to you. So let's dive straight in. All right, the first thing that you need to keep in mind is that you will be working all the time. I'm not kidding, when you don't have to be in an office from 9 to 5, your workday becomes much longer. I typically start working around 8 or 9 a.m. in the morning, and then we'll continue to work around 6 till 7, take a dinner break, and sometimes even work longer past that. This can be a great thing because it allows you to have a lot of control over your schedule. However, it can also be a little bit daunting because you may feel like you're, working all the time and never really getting a break. The next thing that I'll bring up is savings. The freelance life is not meant for everyone. While it can be incredibly rewarding, it can also be very unpredictable and full of financial ups and downs. When you're first starting out, you may find yourself struggling to make ends meet. Even if you have plenty of work lined up, it can take a while for your invoices to get paid. In those beginning few months, this can get a little bit frustrating and stressful at times, but it's important to remember that it's just a temporary setback. With a little perseverance, you'll soon start seeing fruits of your labor. So if you're considering making a leap into the freelance life, just be prepared for a little bit of a financial turbulence along the way.
I need $, that's what I need.
From freelancing the past 4 years, I would personally suggest having at least 3 months of expenses saved up and put away before getting started. Next thing to keep in mind is that taxes are higher. One thing that people don't realize is that when you're self-employed, your taxes are actually higher. This is because you have to pay both the employee and the employer portion of the taxes. For example, if you live in the US and let's say you make around 50 grand a year as a freelancer, you'll actually owe between 15 to 20K in taxes depending on the state you live in, versus paying 12.5K if you were employed by someone else. Next up is healthcare. I hope you don't live in the US and don't pay insane amounts of money for healthcare, but I do, and this is something that I put off until I turned 26. Since I had a little bit of help from my parents' healthcare plan, I didn't have to pay until I turned 26. But when you're freelancing, you don't have access to employer-sponsored health insurance. This means that you have to buy your own health insurance, which can be very expensive. In the US, the average cost of health insurance for a single person is around $400 a month, if you're healthy and you're doing fine and don't have any other things that you need to be going to the doctor for. Next thing to keep in mind is that you're always representing your business. When you're a freelancer, you are your business. This means that everything you do is a reflection of your business. If you're rude to a client or deliver subpar work, it's going to reflect poorly on your business. If you go above and beyond for a client and produce great work, it's going to reflect well on your business. Your reputation matters even more in the video production world because most jobs spread through word of mouth and one-on-one connection. Speaking of representing your business, some of the things I found helpful in the freelance world is that you always need to show up on time, do your best work, and be kind to everyone on set. If you do these 3 things every single time, I guarantee you will have work for the rest of your life. If you show up to set and someone's being unkind to you, not being very patient, if it's someone in the video production team or the client, try to be the bigger person in the room. Don't burn bridges with anyone. You never know what that could lead to down the line. So you want to always be on the good side of people. Next thing to keep in mind is that you will spend a lot of time alone.
Lonely, I'm Mr. Lonely. I have nobody.
This could be a great thing if you're introverted or enjoy working by yourself. However, it can also be a little bit lonely. I personally enjoy being at home and working in the comfort of my own house. I work out of coffee shops maybe once or twice a week, but I find that I'm the most productive when I'm in a quiet, calm setting, so my house works the best for me. Next thing is that routine is so important. Even though you don't have to punch a clock or stick to a 9 to 5 schedule every single day, it's important to develop a routine when you're freelancing. This will help you stay focused and productive. For me, I typically start working around 8 or 9 in the morning, and then work until 5 or 6 in the evening. I take a lunch break, try to exercise in the afternoon, and have some other breaks throughout the day. I go out and play with my dog, grab food, grab groceries, grab coffee, and run errands usually in the afternoon. But make sure that you have somewhat of a routine every single day, just so you know that you're always working towards a certain goal. Next up, you have to keep learning. One of the great things about freelancing is that you're always learning, whether you're learning a new skill to offer to your clients or picking up new business tips. It's important to be constantly learning and growing. This will not only help you become a better freelancer, but it will also help you attract more clients. For me, I take about 30 minutes to an hour a day to watch my courses, watch some YouTube videos, go stalk some DP's, Instagram and learn about their lighting. So you have to always be in the process of taking a step up from where you are in your career. Your portfolio matters. When you're freelancing, your portfolio is everything. This is what potential clients are going to look at when they're considering hiring you. Therefore, it's important to make sure your portfolio is up to date and showcases your best work. As a freelancer, it's important to have a strong social media presence as well. But you need to decide whether you want to use your personal accounts for promoting your freelance business or have a separate freelance account. Many freelancers are perfectly happy using their personal accounts, which is what I do, for work-related purposes. But if you prefer to keep things separate, different worlds, it's worth setting up some dedicated freelance accounts that showcases your portfolio. This way you can build up a professional network and showcase your work without muddying the waters of your personal life. I like keeping it in the same account. I personally keep it 80% work and 20% personal. Having a little bit of a personal touch to your Instagram will definitely help people connect with you more and not feel like you're more distant because you have this business right in front of you, especially if you're a one-man business. I would say if you're trying to start a production company or some kind of agency, yes, keep your Instagrams separate, but as a cinematographer, I like having that little personal touch with every post that I have, so I'm able to also connect with other people. Hopefully this gives you a better idea of what to expect when you start freelancing. It's a lot of work, but I've never regretted choosing the freelance route. It's enabled me to make more money, pick the projects that I want to work on, and not take orders from a lousy old boss. If you're thinking about making the switch to freelancing, keep these things in mind, and I guarantee you'll be on your way to
great success.
Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.